Hi guys, welcome back to Y'all Hearing This. My name is Kay. Thank you so much for coming and joining us over here on Patreon. I am very excited to get into this one. So I started a new series where I'm going through different lores for different groups. And today we are on Ateez. Now they have a lore that is crazy extensive, so we're gonna probably spread this out over a couple videos, but the first one is an unhinged guide to Ateez storyline, the Treasure series. So it's gonna go through kind of the story through geez, what are there, 5 mini albums? Yeah, 4 or 5. Anyway, so I'm excited to get started from the beginning, and let's get into it. I mean, I know like little bits and pieces, but not, you know, not the whole thing. So this will be cool.
Do you have a piece of media that you are weirdly passionate about? That you think of like every day? And you're like, this is literally taking up 90% of my thoughts at any given time, and I'm pretty sure I'm losing sleep over it. Well, for me, that's Ateez multi-album storyline. Now if you're watching this, you might already be familiar with K-pop storylines, so I'll briefly explain them. Different from simple album concepts, a company might give a group a storyline to complement their music in order to make it more interactive with fans. These can range from being horror, fantasy, sci-fi, slice of life. There's truly no limit as to what can be an overarching plot. In this storyline there could also be series that have subplots that help the overall story. For example, in Dreamcatcher, they have a Nightmare series, a Dystopian series, and an Apocalypse series. And each tell a different story, but it's all focused on the same characters. For Ateez, they have 2 series, so far focusing on 2 arcs respectively in the storyline, the Treasure series and the Fever series. I guess you don't have to watch the rest of this, because I just told you everything, right?
Yep, totally.
Wrong answer, forehead.
This guide will go into detail about everything that happens in the storyline in the order it was presented to fans starting from 2018 to now. Then afterwards, put everything into storyline order. However, I have a disclaimer: you probably shouldn't watch this video if you want a super detailed put together organized guide, because you will simply not find that here. I only spent a few weeks working because I wanted to get this out before Ateez's next comeback in July, so I basically sped run through everything. This guide is gonna be pretty lighthearted. Just imagine this is a PowerPoint presentation that I'm showing you in my living room. Basically, this is an unhinged guide to Ateez storyline.
I'm cool with that.
Treasure episode 1 Alta Zero was released on October 24, 2018, marking the debut of Ateez. The first
the
song
old
in the EP is
iPhones.
titled Intro, Long Journey. It's a 1-minute voiceover by Ateez, an artist from the same company as Ateez.
People want it. People dream about it. It can be different to every individual. It can complete us, or it can destroy us. And it can change the world. People call it
Treasure.
treasure.
The song is a narration on the journey the boys are about to embark on, and sets the tone for the series.
The sound of wind blowing from the horizon, the warmth of the sun hitting the ocean waves, the vibration of sand beating like the hearts of youth. We're at the starting point of this long journey. The freezing winds may make us shiver. The heat of the sun may make us
Oh, they're so
thirsty.
little. It's funny.
The vibrations of the sand may swallow us, but we'll never stop. Gold, eternal life, honor, love, fame. It doesn't matter what you dream for. So let me ask you, what is your treasure?
Will you join us?
Will you join us?
May have
The
seen
next
that a
song
time or
is
two.
Pirate
Heard
King.
that anyway.
They filmed this in the Moroccan desert, making the whole video very red and orange. Lots of Pirate moves, huh?
What?
Don't exit the video. Wow, I'm bad at this. Listen, for Pirate King, the theme of the song is plainly there. They're pirates, they're gonna find treasure, yeehaw. Okay, not that last part, they're not cowboys. The song is about how together they will go on this new exciting journey with no regrets. They can do anything, and that you should just follow, don't hesitate. Well, will you be their friend? Let's move on to Treasure. The music video was released on the same day, and also filmed in Morocco, but unlike Pirate King it's very blue and green. And is a song that I can actually analyze. The music video opens up with Hongjung holding a flag walking in the desert. A moon can
I
be
love
seen
this song
shining in
and
the blue
video.
sky. It briefly shows choreography of Hongjung on the floor with Sunghwa and Jongho covering his eyes. From here Hongjung can be seen riding out Ateez with his hands as the members move into place as if being winded up, if that makes sense.
Oh, is that what he's writing out?
Throughout
Cool.
the MV everyone is seen in groups or by themselves until the second pre-chorus where you get shots of them walking together. You then see them riding motorbikes with their flags hanging behind them or carrying it themselves. The ending shot shows them all together with a determined look on their face. The song talks about them going to find this glistening, waiting, crazy treasure that nobody has found, not letting anyone stop them. Treasure episode 2021. Huh, I didn't talk about the other songs on the first EP? Oh, that wasn't by accident. I don't have anything to say about them.
Boo. Tomato, tomato, tomato. I'm throwing tomatoes.
I promise I love those songs, but they just don't have much lore, per se. I'll be doing this a lot, so if you're like what about X, well, they didn't cut it. So back to what I was saying. Treasure episode 2021 was released on January 15, 2019. When asked about what the album is about, Hongjung explains that this album takes place before episode 1. The album has 5 songs, and we will look at only 4 of them. But before we get into them, I can't move on before discussing a very established well-known theory for Ateez, and that is color theory. I have a very basic understanding of this theory, but in my opinion it's one that everyone should know about. So what is it? Basically, it's a theory that Ateez use color as a visual storytelling device to represent themes in the lore. In the Treasure series specifically, they use red or blue to tell you the emotions being portrayed, the characters portraying them, and the setting around them. Let's give a quick example. Before, remember when I introduced Pirate King as very red, and Treasure as very blue? Yeah, that was on purpose. You can see the red of the desert in Pirate King, like you can see the blue of the sky in Treasure. Okay, so visually you can see how it's red and blue, right? So what did I mean by emotions? It's not like the members will have a text bubble over them saying they are feeling really red now or very blue. For that you'll have to go to the lyrics. Songs that talk about ambitions, obsessions, greed, saying I instead of we, will generally be a red song. On the other hand, songs with lyrics describing friendship, hopefulness, dreams, saying we instead of I, will generally be a blue song. Oh, so red is evil, and blue is good, got it, that's in literally every film ever. Not exactly. As we go through this series you see that not everything is as it seems. I'll stop for now, but if this really interests you, I recommend checking out the Tiny Bugs video on color theory regarding the Treasure series. They actually know what they're talking about, so give it a watch.
Alright,
But
maybe I
like
will.
watch my video first, please don't leave. So now that I got that out of the way. If you remember only one thing from this video, I hope it's that Say My Name is the music video, where they decided 90% of the lore should go. Mind you, this is their first comeback, literally only 2 months in between this and the first album. So why did they stuff so much information in this 4-minute video? I ask myself that every time I rewatch to find yet another piece of lore that I didn't notice. Say My Name opens up to Hongjung in a room with people facing away from him, wearing black cloaks. If you look closely you see that they're wearing similar pants to him. He's also holding a trumpet with a red, slightly tattered flag of Ateez. They show Ateez looking at people in all black attire.
Oh,
And someone is in a
that's cool.
giant glass box with a guy in all black watching him, creepy. We see Sen surrounded by mirror shards and Yoonho in a room with antiques and, oh my god, it's Yesang, let him out.
I'm gonna get you out of here. I promise you, I'm gonna get you out of there.
Who locked Yesang up? He never did anything wrong in his life. They are all searching for something. And they all have name tags on them too. Maybe it's a school trip? Sam sees the fedora guy in the mirror instead of himself, but then it cuts back and the fedora guy isn't there anymore. As the music builds, one of the fedora men finally takes off his mask and it's sunk while the screen flashes showing them and the fedora guys is one doing the choreography. So are they really them? Why am I suddenly becoming oblivious? I know what's going on, I know everything. Anyway, after the shocking discovery it seems that everyone bounces including Yesang. I didn't know he was a magician, wow. In the choreography as the song starts, it seems that Hongjung wakes up, with the others following after. So did they all wake up at the museum? Also at the climax of the song, everyone stands still like statues, and then only Mingi moves, as if he awakens. In this music video we are introduced to, well, we don't know, but maybe the next music video will give us a clue.
Maybe. My
Hala
favorite.
Hala opens up with Hongjung holding a megaphone with a similarly red tattered flag.
This was the one
They
that
then
made me
show
really
the
love
members
them.
one by one putting on a mask.
Again, may have watched this a time or two.
The beginning choreography shows them in a mirror-like state reflecting each other. At the line "First time I felt this way, meeting a new side of me," you can hear the sound of a glass shattering as the members make a sudden jolt. Honjung's verse explains how their starting point is the desert, which ties it back to the first EP. The whole video gives off an intense feel that just escalates until
And the red again.
everyone except for Wuyang is dead all of a sudden. What? There's a lot of theories as to why Wuyang could be the last one standing. Mainly pointing at him being a villain to Ateez, but like I said before, not
Things aren't
everything's
always
as
what
they
they
seem.
seem.
So you know, don't judge him just yet, okay? He didn't do whatever you think he did, I promise. In Hongjung's last verse, he claims that they are rising suns, and that no one will refute them. In Mingbi's, he says that finally, they'll show what they speak. Through this, we can see that Ateez have a clear message they want to tell, and if someone tries to silence them, well, but wait, are they Ateez? These are the fedora-clad people that we saw in Say My Name, interacting with Ateez. Yeah, they have the same face, but are they them? Or are they their own person? Well,
Hello,
I can
Ateez.
say that these fashionable goths are in fact their own person. They have their own goals separate from Ateez, but they are also in fact Ateez. None of those words are in the Bible, I know, but trust me, it will make sense. For now, just know that they are Ateez. Ateez are them, but they are not Ateez, and Ateez are not them. Got it? Good. Except that if we're gonna be talking about these not Ateez, what do we call them? Fans and the members themselves refer to these hot topic enthusiasts as hilarious from this
Topic
video,
enthusiast.
but in here to suggest another name. Ateez has mentioned that before debut, one of the group names was New World, and they were also considering using stage names as well. Which means that in another universe, on October 24th, Lucky, Mars, Uno, Logan, Howl, Aya, Wooyin and Shinwoo debuted in New World.
나는 하울, 나는 럭키, 나는 우연, 나는 마스, 나는 로건, 나는 우노, 나는 신우. 에이티즈 사랑한다.
So me being silly and goofy, has decided that this is who we meet in Say My Name, and are the main focus in Hala Hala. For this video I'll use Halati since it's more used and recognizable, but just know, while writing the script I used New Moon in their stage names, whenever I had to refer to them. Another question this video brings up is, how do we know who is who? Right now, you're like, well, the men in black, unrelated, are new, I mean Ateez and Ateez are the ones not cosplaying as members of the First Order. But what about the songs that don't have music videos then? Well, this is pretty complicated, and everyone will have a different reason as to why a specific song is from the perspective of whichever group. For this, I will give my own judgment, but if you think differently, that's okay. Because honestly, I go back and forth countless times, and even making this video I changed my stance on some songs. And with that all out of the way, let's continue with Promise actually does have a music video. It's not on their official channels, so people probably don't know about it. It was filmed during their world tour back in 2019 in Europe.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
The song gives off a warm feeling, with the members singing that they promise they'll be there for each other, no matter what obstacles they may face.
Son, I don't know what you're doing in that cow hat, but you're
And
adorable.
for now, let's move on to the next song that gives off the complete opposite feel from Promise.
Was that it? But Hotwood has more. Well, I'm bitterly disappointed.
Desire is a
Oh,
very
I
interesting
love
song
the
to
song.
me. Everything about it just feels different from what Ateez has put out before this song. Aside from that, the performance of this song caught my eye. The song starts with Yesang in the middle of the group, reaching out to the audience. Mingi then switches with him and seems to control the members. He does a move similar to this in Pirate King. The members then close their eyes while San sings. And Sungwa briefly makes a rotating motion with his hands. Hongjun starts his verse saying, "If I dream as much as I can see." Then once the members' arms reach line of sight, Hongjun crouches down to continue with, "If I can take as much I can reach," stretching out his arm in front of him, as if he's trapped in some sort of cage. Hongjun then reaches out saying that the red flame in his heart will bloom and explode. As he continues his verse, he reaches out and touches the members, making them react, before falling to the ground. And at the climax, as he screams, he ironically snaps his neck. In the last bit of the song, Mingi and Hongjun go back and forth, while the other members stand completely still looking like dolls, just repeating the same line over and over until finally, the members quietly come together with Hongjun facing away from the audience, his hand reaching out to the sky. As you can see,
I've never seen that.
Desire is a very intense dramatic song, something that would be performed in a Broadway show. From the choreography to the lyrics, it has a clear surface level message about how one's desire can become so strong that it can overtake you. But if we take a step deeper, it can show the thoughts and feelings Ateez are going through after saying my name, Hongjun in particular. And yes, this is Ateez's perspective, totally different from what we just saw literally one song ago, right? The song tells of Ateez's overwhelming desire to find this treasure. They have been given this quest and are hellbent on it. Towards the end of the song, it shifts to focus specifically on Hongjun, the leader who had previously promised to be the light that guides their way through this journey. So what happened? Why is he snapping his own neck? Reaching out to the sky by himself? Basically, what happened between Promise and this? Well, a few lyrics points to what possibly happened, starting with this. During these lines is when Hongjun is seen doing something to the members. Let's just say he simply pushes them to the ground for now. Hongjun literally stops thinking of the members here. He becomes selfish, only thinking about the goal of finding the treasure. The members also go through a change through this song. I want to focus on Jongho's lines here. The members, while thinking of the treasure, start to forget their own memories. Everything that has happened since the start, and possibly even before that, has been wiped clean. Twice they mention that they have become blind, only wanting the treasure now. But how did this happen? Why were the members affected differently from Hongjung? Well, that's simple. It's because Hongjung is the one that causes them to forget their memories. Remember that weird shoving move that Hongjung does to the members, causing them to fall down? I'm not entirely sure obviously, but if I had to choose what move that points to this would be it. Hongjung makes contact with the members and moves his hand away quickly in a pulling motion, as if he's taking something from them. He's stealing their memories, so that the only thing they remember is the goal. Can't give a particular reason why Hongjung decided to do these things, at least not now, so I guess you'll have to keep watching, and maybe you'll pick it up as we continue. With this, I want to shift focus to a specific person, Mingi. In the last verse, after Hongjung snaps, Mingi slowly walks to the front, moving his arm as he repeats that he loves his desire. During this point, the other members stop moving as previously described. But we see that Hongjung is unaffected by this, briefly crossing paths with Mingi before going behind him. Mingi walks backwards behind him to crouch down, and the members shield their faces as they huddle together. So what does this mean? Did Mingi forget everything as well? Does he have his own goal, and does Hongjung know? I guess you'll have to keep watching to find out as we move on to. Finally, my favorite Treasure album. Treasure Episode 3 One to All had a unique release, where prior to it, Ateez had fans vote for which song to be the title track of this album. The two songs were Wave and Illusion. I don't know how close the voting was, but Wave won, becoming the song they would promote for this era. And Illusion was abandoned on the side of the road.
I like Illusion better than Wave, but that's my opinion.
At this point in the video you probably have a lot of questions, but the most important question to have at this point is, if Ateez are pirates, where the boat at?
Yeah, I mean,
the music video starts with the members all sleeping, similar to how everyone sleeps on this song. They're searching for something, while sailing through a pink sky, so I guess the laws of gravity no longer apply here. At the chorus, the sky becomes full-blown pink and purple, with a ship scene flying by. You also see it again in this night scene. We then finally see what they were looking for, an island. And when they land it's just as trippy as the boat. It shifts back to pastel with a giant compass and Hercules in the background. Really, everything seems giant and fantastical here. The boys are then seen walking through a purple sheeted room with plants, seemingly astonished and amazed at what they're seeing. As the song reaches the end, they're seen running towards a light at the end of this cave-like room, and the music video cuts to black. When it turns back on, they're sleeping again. An instrumental plays in the background until one line is said.
Open your eyes.
If you were like me when I first saw this video, you're probably wondering what you just saw. I mean, it's a completely different aesthetic to what we've seen video-wise to their previous work. So what's happening in this cute bright music video? First of all, everything you just watched is a lie. Literally.
Well, it's an
Even
illusion.
Hongjung says it. This whole music video takes place in a dream. He continues saying that he closed and opened his eyes several times, as if he couldn't be sure what he's seeing is actually real or not. The members mention dancing flowers, a blue sun, a rainbow sea and purple stars. If you weren't convinced before, Sen sings that he feels that he's dreaming, but doesn't want to be woken up. The things he's experiencing here feel so euphoric that he hopes he never leaves. But maybe he should want to leave. Once you look closely, this dreamworld slowly starts looking like something from a nightmare, kinda like that movie. In the same verse where Sen explains that it feels like a dream, Jungho then sings that he can't remember what day it is. Not that scary, I guess, I do that all the time. But then Sunghwa continues, asking who and where he is, and then asking someone who they are, stating he's never felt this way before. Okay, getting a little worried, should we be concerned? Hongjung quickly comes in explaining that this is paradise, and that they should just party all night long. Yeah, everything seems fine. Literally through the whole song, Hongjung tells the members to stop thinking about everything, and the only thing they should do is party and have fun. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? No, not that. I'm talking about desire. Hongjung is continuing what he did previously, making the members lose their memories so that they can only think about one thing. And here, I can finally show why he might have started doing this. In Mingi's verse,
Excuse me,
he
I'm sorry,
explains
it's
that
not the
life and
video.
death are
It's just
repeated.
late at night.
Is he implying what I think he's implying? Has Ateez been dying and coming back to life multiple times? We don't know exactly how they are respawning like they're at a bonfire, but this could be why Hongjung wipes their memory. He doesn't want them to remember all of the possibly brutal deaths they've gone through, and instead remember this fun happy dream. Oh, how nice of him. See guys, he had a good reason for doing all of this. Oh, I didn't say it, but yes, this dream they are having. Hongjung is the one that causes it. The island is where they would find their treasure. This is the end goal of their adventure. Hongjung is showing them successfully finding the treasure and living happily ever after. While this is happening, Mingi has been acting differently from the group. In this song, it's implied that he is aware that he's dreaming right now. Starting with his verse, the line "I see stars on the ceiling" means that the stars he's seeing are fake. Kinda like how in the Truman Show, Truman sails out to sea and finds a wall, proving how the world he's been living in was artificially created. In the part where everyone seems to be working, Mingi is the only one laying down, not helping, as if he knows that it doesn't matter. In Desire, it wasn't totally clear whether or not Mingi has also lost his memory, but here we get an answer. The previously mentioned line, where he states that life and death has been repeating, how else would he know that, unless he somehow kept his memories? So how did he do this, exactly? Okay, so hear me out. What if the headphone he's seen using has kept him from remembering? I know it sounds like a massive stretch, but I promise later it will make total sense. Just keep this information in the back of your head. Last thing to talk about here is that extra scene at the end of the music video. With the instrumental track Crescent playing in the background, we see them on a
Getting the
realistic
Crescent
looking
Part
island
2
with
in
Sunhwa opening
World
his eyes.
AP3.
This is them waking up from the illusion, the dream that they were in. So does that mean that Hongjung decided to stop the illusion? Not necessarily. Did you notice anything strange during the last course? In the cave, very briefly, you see this. A man in black, wearing a fedora. Now what are the My Chemical Romance stands doing in this dream?
You know,
Well,
I have to
remember
say
that
I
ship
never
that
ever
we see
noticed
in
that before.
sky?
I've
And
seen this
maybe you
movie
spotted a
music
Hala mask on the
video
ship?
for a lot.
Ateez were seen from the start of the MV, just
Ah.
worming their way into this dream, trying to get Ateez to stop dreaming, which sounds kinda rude, if it wasn't meant literally. After you spot the Ateez member, Ateez can be seen running into the light, where he was standing, and then it cuts to them waking up in the real world. They don't want Ateez to be in this dream, they're the ones who tell them to open their eyes in Crescent. I can't really speak on their motives past this, but their plan works, and it leads us into the next song. It starts with what we saw at the end of Illusion, with Sunhwa waking up. We see Mingi holding a Walkman, Yoonho in front of a car, Yeasang, San, and Jungho sleeping in a room, Woo-young on the beach, and Hongjung on the street, holding something in his hand. In the behind-the-scenes film, Hongjung reveals that he's holding a compass. Something you notice in the first minute is that all of the technology seen is pretty old. In addition to the Walkman compass in the car, in the trio's room, you see vinyls,
records, yeah.
a radio, and a camcorder. The rest of
yeah.
the music video is Ateez in various places, enjoying themselves during the summer. They play inside of the store and bring a sofa to the skate park, because that's just what you do in summer. After Illusion,
I
the
totally
boys
do.
wake up on an island and decide to enjoy their time together, instead of getting discouraged at not finding their treasure. They're just happy to be together. With a somewhat laid-back but determined mood, they sing that it doesn't matter how rough the waves they face are,
Hakuna
because they're
Matata,
hotter than
yo.
anyone under the sun. They can jump over any wave. They just need each other. With the two title tracks out of the way, I wanted to briefly go back to color theory to introduce a new concept. Before, we used red and blue to discern a song's theme. But with Illusion and Wave, the things we associate with red and blue songs don't fully fit here. With these songs, we have to introduce fantasy and reality, or being asleep versus being awake. Ateez will use warm tones, so red, pink, orange, yellow hues, to also show when something is dreamlike, while using cool tones like blue, green, and black to show when something takes place in reality. Purple in particular is unique in the universe because purple is used on either side. Purple can be used in a red song, like it was used in Illusion, and it can be used in a blue song like ones we'll see in the future. Purple can also be a middle color between them. When something is not a red song or a blue song, something in between selfishness and selflessness, between reality and fantasy, purple will be used as a mix. Many people don't know this, but Utopia has a music video. It came out during the Wonderland era for their Japanese album. But that music video is so bare bones, they truly only had $5, a large sheet and a fog machine from Party City to work with. So yeah, we will not be looking at that, instead we'll look at their performances. This song is about them discussing their dream. They mention how people would belittle them about this, but this wouldn't stop them, because they can reach it, they know they can. The song is exciting and upbeat, with the members loudly exclaiming that they'll search every day and every night for this utopia. Utopia is where their dreams are, where they'll find their treasure. Hongjun mentions that he saw and felt it in a dream, that they will find it. And that if that world doesn't exist, if that utopia does not exist, he will make it himself. Yellow Sang mentions that the treasure is hidden in the clouds, where you can see it but can't. This ties into Illusion, as to why they were searching the skies. At the climax of the song, the mood suddenly changes, depicted as Zan reaching his arm out before pulling it back. It's a solemn note, as the members earnestly hope that they will actually reach their dreams. For this part of the song, San and the members face away, with San continuing his line with a serious expression on his face. He then turns and lightly reaches out towards them, causing an animated reaction that goes through them until it reaches the final member, mimicking a sort of butterfly effect. They then all turn and step forward except Jongho, who watches them for a moment before following them. They start to wander for a moment before finally stopping, their backs towards the audience. For this special performance, they change some parts of the final choreo. Sen instead walks through the members, getting briefly stopped by Yeosang, before he gently but firmly pulls his hand away, continuing to walk past them. When Sunhwa steps forward, they hold on to him and each other, as he reaches up with a slightly pained expression on his face. They then separate from each other, resembling the butterfly effect sequence from the original choreo. Whenever they perform Utopia, they use the same settings. They depict mountains, forests, beaches, and for the recent world tour, they showed a pink desertscape that if you squint looks like some parts of the music video. In the special performance, it was a combination of everything with the addition to the castle. The background show what they imagine Utopia to look like, a fantastical island in the sky that looks like something out of a children's picture book. Everything seen here can't make you help but wonder, is this Utopia really real? This place that they are so certain is waiting for them, that's right at the edge of their fingers, just out of reach in front of them, can they grab it? Can they reach their wonderland? Oh yeah, we'll talk about Aurora and dancing like butterfly wings later, just trust me, okay?
Okay.
Treasure episode Final to Action
Aurora is still one
was
of my
released on
favorites.
October 8, 2019. It marks Ateez's first full album, just a few weeks before their first anniversary, and is technically the ending of the Treasure series, with the album after this being an epilogue. We come into Hongjun by himself, holding a compass, but this compass looks more modern than the one seen in Wave. In Hongjun's explosive intro, he mentions the island they're looking for is everyone's dream and fear. He then says the line "forever child like Peter." If you guessed that this line was a reference to Peter Pan, you'd be right, but wait, Peter Pan isn't in Wonderland, he's in Neverland. This isn't just a random lyric, it gives insight to how Hongjun views himself as the titular character of Peter Pan. Hongjun has mentioned several times that one of his favorite fictional characters is Peter Pan. He even has a tattoo that's related to him on his ankle. Peter Pan is described as a fearless, nonchalant, boastful boy who never wants to grow up. He runs away to Neverland where he could have endless adventures filled with mermaids and pirates. On his adventures he's joined by the Lost Boys, a band of kids who escaped their bassinets and ended up in Neverland after having lost their memories of their lives before Neverland. Kinda sounds familiar. Anyways, we then see Sunghwa, Yeseng, and Zen in an elevator, Yoonho in some sort of main control room, and Wooyoung. Wait, Wooyoung chained up. Hello. How did Wooyoung even end up in this situation? In late 2020, Ateez released a reality show called Fever Road that incorporates their storyline into the show. In episode 3, the boys receive a message saying, in order to create a bright tomorrow, you have to conquer the darkness with each other's strength. Shortly after this, a person dressed as Ateez walks in and basically kidnaps Wooyoung. The mission then is to rescue him from this weirdly colored place. Do you see where I'm going with this? So, maybe, this mission is a very loose explanation on how Wooyoung gets separated and chained up in Wonderland. He gets taken by Ateez and Ateez goes on a rescue mission. Once Ateez arrives in Wonderland, they find themselves in a futuristic world with machinery waving flags and winding stairs that seem to lead nowhere. They find themselves lost in this strange dark place searching for their friend. In a livestream, Ateez mentions that the people who live here think this is a utopian world, but to Ateez it's a dystopia. Who can blame them? They arrive and they're forced to walk on endless stairs, squeeze in tiny elevators, and the worst of all, listen to a marching band. But even past that, one thing that would definitely make Ateez think this is the bad place is seeing themselves dressed in all black uniforms. Because what's more horrifying than being in the military? Ateez face against Ateez, who seemingly lead an army. It feels like it's leading to a strong conflict between them, but weirdly, surprisingly, Ateez instead encourages Ateez through their wandering, urging them to keep going, because the thing they've longed for is right in front of them. Even though the path to the destination is hard, someone has to go through. They then state that they like how difficult it is, because they are making their own path. They say that the beginning of the end awaits, their journey is almost over, the end is in sight. The door is opening in front of them, but what's on the other side? It's nothing. Absolutely nothing. After going through the door, they realize the truth. That there is no treasure. Wonderland was supposed to be their utopia. Ateez was urging them to keep going, even after finding out this truth. But they're a little disheartened at this cold truth, to say the least. The song starts with them saying that the place that shined in their dreams is here, in a dark void of nothing. In the 2 times they've performed this song, they would either use no background or a black and white background of space. Ateez spent this song basically having an existential crisis. They start questioning their purpose, and if this is their destiny, to wander in this darkness, after chasing a treasure that didn't exist. They wonder if this is the end of their journey, and if it isn't, where is the end? Where is the light that has been guiding them up to this point? In the chorus, they repeat the line, who you, who am I? Which calls back to illusion. But unlike illusion, Hongjung doesn't try to divert their attention, and as they continue asking, they sound more and more intense. As if things are starting to click for them. Hongjung instead is trying to stay determined. In his first verse, he asks for his members to stay with him if they understand, and in his last verse, that he duets with Mingi, he tells them that he's still searching for the light. Mingi joins in his optimism, wanting to find the answer to this darkness. Even though they are lost now, he's confident that even in the dark, he can still see the light.
Oh, Mist. One of my all-time favorite Ateez songs.
Mist is a continuation of Dazzling Light, where Ateez is still lost AF. The song is about their anxieties regarding their journey. They can't see the path in front of them anymore, and they're afraid to take a step. In Hongjung's verse, he pleads for them to stay close to him, because without them, he would be even more lost than they already are. he assures them that even if the storm gets heavier, the sun will eventually rise again, and they'll find the path once more. Through reassurance and comfort, Ateez find their way through the heavy mist to find the
sunrise.
Sunrise talks about the boys regaining their confidence and having the courage to move forward. In Yeosang's verse, they do a similar move to the one in Utopia. Hongjung goes on stage for his verse, as he wasn't seen until now, where he again reassures the members that the sunrise will come, they just have to wait a little longer. Ateez repeats the line "just keep it up" with Hongjung saying it by himself at the end.
Just keep it up.
With You is the last song of the album and is filled with melancholy. With You is a song that gives off a nostalgic feeling, with the members describing the memories they have formed with one another.
My goodness,
There's
sorry
two
guys,
ways you
it
can
is
interpret this song.
very late.
One way is
Probably
that
should
With
have done
You
this
is
tomorrow.
a song the members are singing to Hongjung. They talk about remembering the promise they made to one another, all the way back to when the journey started, which is a callback to Promise. After Wonderland, Hongjung spent the songs trying to keep the members' spirits up the best he could. So, With You could be seen as the members returning that kindness by reminding him of all their happy memories. The members have fully gotten back their memories and, despite everything, still want to be with Hongjung and continue on. The other way is the opposite, where it's Hongjung talking to the members. The lines, "All I have left is the promises I made with you, and the happy memories I had with you," could be seen as Hongjung feeling as if the members are all he has left, and the happy memories he shared with them. In Mist, Hongjung mentions that without them, he would just be like an alley cat, lost and without a home. All Hongjung wants is to be with the members, and for the members to wish to be with him always. Truthfully, both of these can be happening at the same time, making it a beautiful love song dedicated to their friendship. The last verse sung hauntingly by Yeosang goes, But enough angst, let's see what Ateez has been up to. Keeping their intimidating streak going, Ateez are raising their sails, throwing caution to the wind. They mention that, if the wind is blowing against you, to just fly with the wind, which could be a reference to Peter Pan, where the children on the way to Neverland laid down on the wind when they were feeling tired. During San's verse, while they perform this very sick move, he says that they don't know what's next, they don't think about it, because they are living today. Jongho then says that they do know who is next, which sounds mildly threatening. At the pre-chorus, they do a move that's similar to Pirate King. During Hongjung's verse, he gives off a devil-may-care attitude, exclaiming that there's no need to fuss over things, because they'll be flying again. Wait, so, the ship flying in illusion, you mean that wasn't just a dream thing? Their ship can actually fly? Ah, okay. Mingi continues saying they are flying to the edge of the horizon, coloring the land as they view the world. The song gives off a triumphant vibe, as if they victoriously won a fight and are now having a celebratory toast, but like as Hongjung mentions in this song, what was the fight for anyways? Oh my god, we made it, guys. The end of the video. And the thrilling conclusion to the Treasure series. Treasure Epilogue, Action to Answer, was released on January 6, 2020. To signify the finale, the concept photos for this album resemble the ones for episode 2, the beginning of the journey storyline-wise. In them, we see the members holding various objects, some that we've seen multiple times
I have a
throughout the
crowbar.
music videos.
It's on the windowsill over there.
Marking the beginning of the end of the Treasure series, Horizon is Ateez continuing on their journey. The song can be seen as a counterpart of Win, as they both talk about having the determination to reach the goal. However, while Win is a confident, fast-paced race to the end, Horizon is steady, with the members treating this a marathon to
Oh,
the end.
Winnie the Pooh, you're
At
saying.
the beginning of the song, the members repeat their movement as if time was rewinding. At the bridge, Yoon-ho comes out of nowhere and sprints to the dancers, who then lifts him up, which is insane because he's like 6'1". He is seen reaching towards the sky, which we know is where Utopia is. During the outro, they perform the same move that was seen at the beginning of Treasure.
Oh, right.
They are getting a little closer to the horizon. Their dreams are getting closer and closer. We come into a dark dining room with snow falling inside.
Is that snow, or I always took it to maybe be ash or something?
A man in all white appears, slowly walking around. It then cuts to San, in the same dining room, but now it's clean and bright. Mingy is seen on a boat that is floating on both the water and in the night sky. In his verse he does 2 callbacks to beginning of the end and Say My Name. Yoon-ho is surrounded by mirrors, similar to the scene in Say My Name, where San is staring at a giant mirror. Woo-young, San, and Yeo-sang are in a room with snow falling on them. When you get a better look at the room, you see sand on the ground in a circular platform. With everything shown, it looks similar to an hourglass, with the snow acting like the sand that falls. Hongjung is standing on a giant clock, and when the camera zooms up the room, you see Yeo-sang in the desert. Throughout the series, I'm sure you had one question that's been at the back of your mind. Who is actually good, and who is actually evil? When Ateez asks Ateez if they are evil, they seem to laugh and question if they are supposed to be good. There is no right or wrong, good or bad here. Ateez and Ateez are both good and evil. They can be selfish and selfless. Red and blue. The answer is that there is no answer. At the climax of this song, Ateez and Ateez come together, not as opposing forces, but on the same side. When you call their name, Ateez burns feverishly like a flame, lighting up the world. At the end, it cuts back to the first scene, but this time we get a better look at the man, who is wearing a white, metal mask. He now appears to be searching for something. Or someone.
Look around you. Did you find your dream? Did you find your treasure? Yes. We have finally found it.
Ateez have finally found their treasure, but it's not like what they expected. Looking back on their long journey and seeing where they are now, they feel victorious and content. Well, except for maybe one person.
Continue to hope and yearn. Through the roaring winds continue to blow. It will not stop us. We are the history, and we will be the one. Can you hear those voices?
Precious.
The performance starts with everyone on the ground. Hongjung is holding something as he starts to perform some type of ritual, with the members watching behind him. With a crazed look on his face, he holds his arm out before a powerful energy goes through him, knocking everyone down. The song has 2 perspectives, Hongjung's and the members. The first verse, the pre-chorus and the chorus, is Hongjung's perspective. Being described that his soul is blinded by sin, he's not satisfied with how their journey ended.
I have to go back and like re-listen to these.
Something is whispering to him, and because of it he wants more. He's craving more. He wants to go to the place no one has found yet.
Precious.
In the chorus, he's fully overcome with a dark desire. The next verses in the bridge are the members' perspective. They are transported into another world and question if it's a reality or just another dream like illusion was. They question Hongjung if he can guarantee that everything is real or if he's just lying to them about their reality. During this part, they recreate the beginning part of Hala Hala, but this time Sunhwa and Ryung are flipped. As he does the same move that he does in Desire, Mingi states that they've been on this path numerous times already and that they are at the end. He says that they need to find more light for a new journey that is ahead of them. At the second chorus, they do a move similar to the climax in Desire, where here, when Hongjung looks at one side, they seem to cower in fear, as the other side, acting like Hongjung's shadow, reaches slowly towards them. For the bridge, Sen is being held down, saying that he gets scared, followed by a line from Utopia. The song starts to rise at Jungho's part, with the members moving, as if something is taking over them. Making it more uneasy, all of the members sing the chorus this time. They continue through the refrain, and as the song reaches its climax it cuts out. The members separate, and Hongjung is seen on the ground. As if possessed, he starts spelling out Ateez on the floor. Then at the end, he raises his head as the members cover his eyes. As he does this, the first verse from Treasure is heard playing, doing a callback to the titular song of the series. But it isn't a simple callback. For this whole song, Hongjung has been overcome with greed. He doesn't care about the members' feelings, all he can think about is finding Utopia.
He's got even
if
red
it
hair
doesn't
in this.
exist, it doesn't matter to him. He is so sure that it's out there somewhere, so sure that he can find it, that he does the only thing he can think of. He rewinds time back to the beginning of the journey. He forces the members to relive everything that they've been through, thinking that maybe there is another way, there is another path that will lead them to treasure. It's as if he's trapping them in an hourglass, turning it over and over again to get more time. When it's performed, the members are covered in strong purple, blue and red lights to signify the two perspectives, Hongjung and the members. The members are united in wanting to just continue as everything is now, wanting to move forward into a new journey. While Hongjung is stuck in the past, preferring to continue until he is personally satisfied with the outcome. Precious is the last song of the Treasure series because nothing new happens past it. It's an endless cycle that won't be broken until Hongjung wishes it to be.
There was no other way. The world had to be fixed.
This got dark pretty quickly. Anyways, this marks the end of the series. In the next video, we'll talk about the Fever series, and if everything went right both videos will be out before July for their next comeback. So in this living room that I've been giving this presentation in, why don't we take a food break? I made your favorite food as a thanks for listening to me. Let's come back in say 20 minutes. See you then.
Okay, so that was definitely very interesting. It did not go how I thought it was going to go. I definitely thought they'd have more of, as I know there are things, especially in Say My Name, that I know she talks about a little bit, so maybe it will come back like later on in the Fever series and whatnot, especially like with Inception and stuff like that. But I know there's a part where you see like artwork on the wall and it's like burnt, and I know there's something to do with that because the chromer got broken, and so there was one in like a museum and stuff. I don't know. There's something like that. Anyway, I know, again, little bits and pieces here and there, so like I don't know everything, but yeah, that was definitely interesting. I'm excited to check out more. I may see what other kind of guides are out there, but yeah, I'm excited to keep going with it. Definitely, it's super interesting. I can't wait to see kind of where, because again, like Halazia was huge in lore, and it's so funny because like Bouncy was kind of on the same page as like Gorilla almost. But yeah, I'm excited to see like where they go with the story and like what they're gonna do with it, because it's just insane to me. And I think they said last comeback that they haven't even released like half of their storyline yet. So I'm just super excited to keep watching them. I really love Ateez. They are my ultimate group. I don't know what else I can say about them. They're just amazing. I hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I did, and just a huge thank you as always for coming over here and joining us on Patreon. It truly means the world to us that you support us in this way. So thank you. We'll see you guys next time. Bye. Love you.